playoffs are back. This year we have one of the most interesting mix of teams we've seen in the past few years. We have veteran teams on their last runs, young stars ready to take over, and teams that weren't even supposed to be here. So today, I'm going to break down every single series and tell you the 3 X factors that will decide who will go deep and who's going home early. And there's no better series to start it off with than the Battle of Pennsylvania. It's no secret to anyone that the Flyers and the Penguins hate each other. But my question is, does this series go differently, or is it the same story again? The 3 X factors I picked for these teams is what I think will be crucial to one side booking tee times and the other one fighting for Lord Stanley. There's one guy who could change a series in the blink of an eye, and his name's Sid. Father Time isn't on his side anymore, but we can't deny that he's still a top 10 player in the playoffs this year. Sid's numbers all time against the Flyers are unbelievable, and there's nothing here to convince me that anything else will be different this year. This playoff run seems like the last tour for the Penguins group, and they don't look like they're going down without a fight. So Crosby better be shadowed like it's a sunny day in Philadelphia. Moving on, let's talk about the Flyers system. The Flyers use a high staggered coverage. High staggered coverage uses a mix of systems, but the main one being man-on-man. The Flyers use man-on-man to create offense off the rush, and they've seen a lot of success on it. But the problem with this system is that the Flyers really rely on it to create most of their offense, which is the reason why we see the Flyers rank so low in net front shots. And in the playoffs, as many of you know, you have to get to the gritty areas to score goals, which might be why we see a guy like Porter Martone get a lot of opportunity in this coming series. But the offensive side of the puck isn't the only side that this man-on-man system hinders for the Flyers. Man-on-man tends to lead to miscues in the defensive zone, and you have guys on the Penguins who are going to punish you for leaving these areas available. The Moneyball Penguins went out this year and made themselves a hockey team. Their depth have done a lot of the heavy lifting and is a reason why we see their top guys playing so free. Mantha and Brazeau are 2 big bodies who can really make it tough on the opponent, but we also have the reincarnation of Gensel and Kessel in Chinnikov and Kindle. These guys are making a big difference throughout the lineup. They've been huge for the special teams as well. Pittsburgh's power play has looked great. Like I mentioned, the depth have done a lot of heavy lifting, so the second unit has looked great, but the first unit has also been awesome, and it's due to the Dan Muse system. The Pens' power play starts with a 1-3-1 when they initially entered the zone, but they quickly transition to a 2-1-2, which is how they create on the power play. They create so well that in their last 4 games against the Flyers, the Penguins have 7 power play goals, and the reason is once again due to Philly's aggressive nature. Philly very commonly play a 2-2 system, or a 1-2-1, in their own zone on the PK. But Philly tends to turn into a 2-2 at the line and cheat to create shorthanded rushes, but this burns them sometimes. The regular season's over, so systems are set in place, but goaltending has been great for Philly. Dan Vladar has really been the backbone of this team. This year, he ranks 11th in goals saved above expected. He's been a huge reason for this team's success, and that'll continue if they can find a way to keep Pittsburgh away from the front of the net. We may have a series on our hands. But for now, I'm going to lean with Pittsburgh as a favorite for this series. Speaking of leaning, I'd say the ice is tilted in this series. Everyone knows that the Ottawa Senators have been struggling with goaltending this year. Despite that, the team has been great. Ranking 3rd in the league in expected goals percentage, right behind Carolina, maybe the ice isn't as tilted as we may think. But what are the 3 things that these 2 teams will need to key in on to make it out? The Hurricanes are one of the most efficient teams in the NHL. Ranking number 1 for the most amount of time spent in the offensive zone, this team knows how to stick to their system, and it's a huge reason why we see contribution from their whole lineup. Having 7 20-goal scorers is video game numbers. But the defensive zone system is what sets Carolina apart, and gives them the ability to possess the puck so much in the offensive zone. The Carolina Hurricanes rank number 1 in least amount of time spent in the defensive zone. It's a key part of why they are so dominant. But Ottawa isn't going to let them do this with ease. The Senators are one of the most physical teams in hockey, ranking 3rd in the league in hits and 1st among all teams who made the playoffs. This helps give the Sens a strong forecheck. Their 1-2-2 forecheck helps them wear down their opponents and puts offensive zone systems to work. The Sens run a shoot and retrieve system. If they win the puck battle, the offense, and especially the F2, will go to work. But if they lose, their forward is back and ready to aid defenders. So, size and taking possession is going to need to be a key factor to them disrupting the Carolina system, hopefully for them, leading to a lot of chances. Luckily for Carolina, they lead the NHL in takeaways with 470. This helps shut the opposition down and gives them a lot of high-danger opportunities. High-danger opportunities that Allmark ranks a league 43rd in save percentage. So, the Senators are going to need to keep the puck out of their own end as much as possible. Overall, I'd say Carolina are going to come out of this series, but if the Sens get good goaltending, look out for them to be a potential dark horse. Bruins and Sabres. These two teams are shaping up to have a great series. Two big blue lines along with forward cores with great speed. This could be the best matchup we see out of the playoffs. But what factors will lead to how this series plays out? Well, the Buffalo Sabres, as I touched on in one of my videos, use their defensemen in the rush more than anyone in the NHL. It's because of this reason that they rank third in the NHL with 212 points from their back end. And it's led to the Sabres' many high-scoring games. To be exact, the Sabres have 24 5-goal games this year. Out of all those games, only 3 teams played a box plus 1 coverage in their defensive end, which is important because that's what the Bruins play, and they've seen great success on it. The Bruins have a league-best 29 goals saved above expected this year. It's a reason why they are in a playoff spot when many thought they'd be battling for the first overall pick. The Boston-Buffalo matchup has gone in Boston's favor this year, to say the least. The Bruins have a 3-1 record over Buffalo this season, and have held the Sabres to 11 goals through 4 games. At face value, that sounds like a lot of goals, but for a Sabres club averaging 3.51 goals per game, the 11 goals allowed by the Bruins is 3 less than expected. Saving goals isn't the only thing this team does. The Bruins also have elite offensive talent, but it all starts with Pastrnak. Pastrnak is one of the most creative and skilled players in the NHL, and his playoff stats show how much he contributes. Boasting 39 goals and 48 assists in 90 career playoff games, he's also been the main contributor on the Bruins' power play, which is clicking for 9th best in the league. But it may be no match for Buffalo's PK. The Sabres are currently 4th best in the league on the penalty kill, coming in at 81.9%, and it's due to their aggressive formation that they play. Buffalo kills a lot of plays before they even start. A quick group that jumps on you before you're set up is the reason why we see the Sabres have so much success on the penalty kill. But they say your best penalty killer has to be your goalie, and for the Sabres, this has been the case. Colton Ellis, Alex Lyon, and UPL have been dominant this year between the pipes. And it's why the Sabres sit 3rd in the league this year in save percentage, coming in at an .899. And if this remains throughout the playoffs, they're going to be hard to beat. But I honestly think I may have to go with the Bruins to take this one home. If the last game of the year between these two was any indication of how the series would go, I hope it started yesterday. Montreal and Tampa are about to be in the dogfight of all dogfights. The Habs recently lost Noah Dobson, which is going to be a huge problem for this team's blue line, due to him arguably being their best all-around defenseman. But that's not to say Montreal doesn't have a chance, especially with the way goaltender Jakub Dobeš has been playing. Dobeš has been one of the best goalies in the league since coming out of the Olympic break, boasting a .913 save percentage and an 11-5 record. He's going to be heavily relied on by the Habs, and especially for their penalty kill. The Habs' penalty kill currently ranks 18th in the NHL at 78.2%, while Tampa Bay's power play is ranked 17th. You may be wondering why I included this, because the ranks are pretty similar, but it once again leads back to Noah Dobson. Dobson was one of the best penalty killers so far this season, so without him, it's going to be hard for this Montreal Canadiens penalty kill to shut down the Tampa Bay offense. But Montreal won't be the only team who's needing someone to shut something down. Montreal's first line is one of the best in the league, and there's no denying it. The way that they play gives them a scoring chance every single time they step on the ice. So, Tampa Bay is really going to have to hone in on this top line. That being said, the game plan of the Lightning probably already has the numbers 13, 14, and 20 in it. So, the Habs need a backup plan, and it all starts with their second line. Towards the end of the year, we've seen the Habs play around with the second line, promoting guys like Newhook and some guys getting demoted, such as Kapanen. The Habs have really been trying to find that perfect mix for these guys all year, and without additional scoring from the top 6, without the big 3, the CH might just be in trouble. Aside from a struggling second line, one thing that has been good throughout the whole roster is the ability to capitalize on turnovers. The Habs rank 6th in the league with 91 goals within 10 seconds of a turnover. That's why they punish their opponents all year for defensive miscues. especially with guys like Lane Hudson who can transition the play up ice in an instant. Also, players as dynamic as Ivan Demidov, capitalizing quickly is going to be crucial. The last thing I wanted to mention is how Tampa Bay is going to have to kill plays quick. The Habs rank 14th in the league in ozone possession time, which isn't outstanding, but when they push, it's hard to stop them. So killing plays early and not letting the Habs set up their behind the net system, leading to them not getting the perfect shot off, is what this Tampa Bay team needs to do. The series is going to be a battle, and the odds are definitely in Tampa Bay's favor, but if Montreal gets one in Tampa early, it could give them the upper hand to take this series home. And for you guys, let me know your picks down in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone. You guys are the best. I couldn't do what I've been doing without you guys, and I thank you for that. I'm sure I'll be back before the first round is over, but until next time, this is Intermission Entertainment, signing off.